Alright, we're back with another video. Before I get that going, I'm not going to keep verbalizing the same disclaimer over and over and over again. The same disclaimer that I put in my other videos, it applies to this one, but I'm just going to put it in the description box. It's just like overkill to keep repeating it. Alright, so I had already made a video and I just hadn't published it yet, but then something happened last night and I thought I was just going to scrap the other video and make a new video talking about both topics. So that's what I'm doing. Now, for the first topic, we're going to be talking about, allegedly there is a really serious rumor being spread about me that apparently there's a group of individuals that started spreading this very serious rumor after I published a few videos on YouTube of Bill Wiley's legislative assistant. And a lot of people that have heard that have contacted me asking what the heck's going on. Is this true, what's being said? So it's all hearsay. I don't have evidence that this rumor is being spread, but it did come from a number of people, so I have to presume more likely than not that it's true. So it is hearsay. So I'm not going to name any names right now of who said what I've heard of who said it. We'll leave that out. But apparently I'm a felon. So that's the rumor. I've heard a couple of different variations from people, and it's something along the lines of like Christy never had her Second Amendment right infringed on because of a protective order. It was actually law enforcement found out that she was a felon and that she was never allowed to have like a concealed carry permit or any of that. So that's why they took it away. I also heard another story that kind of like that one, that I'm from another state where I had a bunch of priors and I'm a felon, and because I was in another state, law enforcement didn't catch on to it, and then they did, and that's when they took my concealed carry permit and all that. Let me just clear the air. No, sorry guys, I'm not a felon. I've never been a felon. That seems really bad. I don't know. When you're going around saying something as serious like that about people, you better have an indictment or a conviction, because you're getting into like defamation per se territory right there. It is true that I'm not from Virginia. I'm from another state. However, I moved to Virginia when I was 11. So if you're saying that I've had a bunch of priors and I was a felon, no, sorry, not true. I wasn't an 11-year-old felon that moved to Virginia. I just felt like that was necessary. If you're an individual who is saying that rumor, if I were you, I'd stop. Okay, and if you're an individual that's hearing this rumor, do me a favor and ask for evidence. Ask for what evidence they have. I mean, if that were true, you'd be able to pull that up in a heartbeat. So if obviously there is no evidence, so when someone fails to provide that to you, maybe take that into consideration before you believe it and start spreading that around. Because it's sad, because like all the adults that are involved in here are acting like a bunch of kids. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about, this happened last night, and this is Facebook. Seth Thatcher, he's an elected official. I don't know exactly what his title is, but I know that he's, well, he sent out like letters to homeowners letting them know that I guess what their properties are worth was like just skyrocketed, which is going to be a nightmare for people, like as far as like taxes and stuff. Anyways, I don't know the guy. I don't really have anything against him, but there was an event. You know, you see Bill Wiley, I guess was there, Susan Schick was there, and I had commented, yes, lunch with a hypocrite legislative assistant who doesn't actually support the Constitution, and told a deputy she may make legislative changes because she wanted to have a person arrested for their free speech. Susan also showed zero support for that person's 2A being infringed on after Susan's very own friend tried to get a protective order against that individual without a violence, force, or threat having occurred. If you align with government officials who don't support the Constitution, think how that reflects on your own credibility, Seth. Surprise! Susan Schick's husband decides he's going to bring himself into this. I don't know. That just... I don't think he should have... I mean, and he can say whatever he wants, but it's not a good look because here we are now. He says a lot of things in here. We're going to go over this. All right. He said, let me just jump in here to set the record straight. Firstly, everything you ever say about my wife is false. You've harassed her or made videos going on a year. Problem is, it's always lies from you, then more lies. There was no friend of Susan's that filed a protective order against any individuals. Those protective orders are all filed against you. There was never any person that contacted Susan or the delegate that had their rights infringed on. Again, you are talking about yourself, and it looks like you violated a protective order. Apparently, you have a knack for making friends. Here's something new for you to try. How about working hard and doing something based on your own merit instead of lying about others? Of course, that would be if anyone in this county ever believes a word you say again. Don't bother responding. I refuse to have a conversation with someone like yourself. It must suck being so negative all the time. Oh, Darren's upset. All right, I did respond. I will read that later, but I want to just go over some of this stuff. He says that everything I'm ever saying about his wife is false. What? Like everything? What? I mean, I asked Susan the same thing. She said I was lying, and I was lying about her, and I was slandering her. I still don't know what she was referring to. So it looks like Darren's doing the same thing. He's just going to say it, but what is it? What was false? Apparently, I've harassed her, and I don't know if he's saying or, like, is he unsure? I've either harassed her or made videos going on a year. It's like he doesn't really know which one it is. First of all, how have I harassed her? I don't know. If you don't have evidence, say what it was. I mean, I can tell you right now I haven't harassed her. I complained about her once to Bill Wiley previously because of the things she was saying about me. And I'm a constituent of Bill Wiley. I voted for the guy. And then you said, or made videos going on a year. Now, the only videos I've ever made on Susan were recently. So I don't know. You're going to have to prove that one. Problem is, it's always lies from you, then more lies. All right, well, what are they? Just like, I feel like we're going round and round and round. Now I'm about to catch Darren in a lie. He says there was no friend of Susan's that filed a protective order against any individuals. Wrong, Darren. This was a post Susan made February 5th, 2022. Susan with the woman who tried to maliciously prosecute me, and she's the woman who tried to get the protective order against me. Now, this post was published to the public. Right where you see February 5th, there's a little world symbol, okay? It's published to the public, so if anybody has issues with this, listen, create your own privacy. Don't publish things to the public, okay? Let's read what this post from Susan was. It says, in life, you have acquaintances, you have friends, and then you have those true friends that you can literally count on one hand. Priscilla is that friend to me, and I love her family like my own. The guys hung out, and Mauricio made some kickin' wood-fire pizzas. Priscilla and I indulged in a bit of, well, I guess that's wine, maybe grape juice, I don't know, and girl talk. We can't read the rest. So it looks like, from what I'm reading, Susan saying that they were friends. So Darren, now what? you're saying there was no friend of Susan's that filed a protective order against any individuals. What did we just see? Then he says those protective orders are all filed against you. He's saying protective orders, plural. It's false. There was one protective order and it was dropped. There was never any person that contacted Susan or the delegate that had their rights infringed on. You know what? Susan made videos on Facebook about what was going on. So she already knew. Why would I contact her? She knew. It was her friend that did it. She knew. He says you're talking about yourself, and it looks like you violated a protective order. How do you come to that conclusion? How does it look like I violated a protective order? And mind you, the protective order has already been dropped. He's saying this as of like yesterday evening. It's been done now. And you still think I violated a protective order. Weird. Then he like tries to throw some digs, like, oh, like I don't do anything. I don't know. They love to rag on me for being a stay-at-home mom, you know. And then I'm negative all the time. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to report on something that not only happened to me, but I'm showing the retaliation and the treatment that I've received for exercising First Amendment protected speech and trying to redress my government for grievances. And I mean, it's not me being negative. This is the facts. This is what's going on. Okay, let's talk about, well, let's read my response. I said, what was the harassment or videos you claim happened for over a year? It doesn't exist because it never happened. I've got pictures galore of Susan and her friend hugged up that were posted to social media at events. Try again, Daryl. Oop, I spelled his name wrong. Of course, I'm talking about what happened to me, and neither you or the wifey could care less about how easy it is to infringe on 2A. Surprising, considering you both claim to be big supporters of 2A. So much for activism at the Schick household. No, I didn't violate a protective order. As a matter of fact, it was dropped because Susan's friend admitted in an email that it wasn't me. Try again, Devin. Oh, got his name wrong again. Darn it. Now, since you brought yourself into this, claiming I lied, go ahead and show some evidence of my supposed lies. He never responds. And then I put on here, and she gets paid with tax dollars, folks. And that was just the event report from the deputy where she says, some exact verbiage, I don't remember, it was something along the lines of maybe she needs to make some legislative changes because she was tired of dicking around with me online. And then what happens next is kind of concerning. So Susan Schick's husband tags Brandon Monk, and he says, maybe you should take a look at the above. Call me and tell me what you think. And then he has a screenshot of me from my Facebook where I posted, it was an event that was open to the public. I mean, there was tons of people there. Everybody was taking videos and pictures or whatever. But he's like randomly bringing Brandon Monk into this. Like, I say on here, what does Monk have to do with any of this? Y'all really out here trying to eat your own like this. Yikes. Poor Brandon. I mean, I don't have any ties with this dude except I like the way that he votes as chair on the school board. I think he's a good guy. And I went to an event. That's it. He's got nothing to do with any of this. And like Susan Schick and now apparently her husband, as well as Susan's friend that tried to maliciously prosecute me and get the protective order, they've all been desperately been trying to make this a political thing, which for me it never was. And sorry, I'm getting a phone call here. It never was a political thing for me. And now I feel like it's got to be. We have to go in this direction now because that's where they keep trying to take it to. I mean, and after what Susan did, considering who she's working for, who she's under. She's a, you know, public servant. He's a public servant. Yeah, y'all are gonna get what you wanted. This is exactly gonna go political now. But I mean, look what you're doing. You're going after people that have nothing to do with. Susan did this to 2 other individuals. None of these people have anything to do with what I say on social media. And I don't know. It just seems like a real big reach. So that's what was going on. I'm sure that we're gonna have more updates. I'm sure that more things are gonna happen. But you know, people are upset, and it is what it is. I'm going over this stuff because I'm an honest person, and what they're doing and saying, I don't agree with this. I think it's wrong, especially if a rumor of me being a felon is, in fact, being spread around. You guys, don't do that. Don't do it. You're going to open that door to litigation. I'm going to tell you what, you don't have any evidence. It's going to, like, prove what you've said is true. Just, like, come on, people. When any of these individuals want to act like adults, like, maybe the videos will end. But right now, I'm reporting on this. This is what's happening to me. And I'm going to end it there. It's a little bit longer than what I wanted. So have a good day.